If you're a mom and you're having trouble with your breast milk production and you're freaking out because you need to keep your baby fed and you're scared that you are not getting enough breast milk, this video is for you. I am going to teach you something wonderful, which is called an SNS, or Supplemental Nursing System, which is the best thing for this kind of emergency. And there are 3 situations in which you start running out of milk. When you have a premature baby or you have a C-section, this affects your breast milk production. The other situation is when you're already nursing, but suddenly you're going through a dry spell. And these happen pretty often when you are starting to breastfeed, but it can also happen throughout the first year. Those usually occur when your body is trying to catch up with the demand of breast milk, because as your baby grows, it demands more breast milk. So your body takes a little while to catch up. And during that time, when it's trying to catch up, you might not have enough breast milk for your baby. So all these are critical times in which the supplemental nursing system comes in to save the day. If you're new to my channel, my name is Gabrielle, and I provide tips on how to have a blissful motherhood. I had no idea that the supplemental nursing system was a thing. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't even know it was an option. You're probably in that situation too. And that's why I have made this video, to give you this super valuable information that could save your breastfeeding journey. Because that's what it really does. It saves your breastfeeding journey. On those moments in which, as moms, we have a dwindling breast milk supply, we usually freak out. We're worried for our baby not getting enough food. And that's when your breastfeeding journey really enters a dangerous phase. Because it is when many moms give up, many moms lose their breast milk supply. And no, I'm not trying to freak you out. On the contrary, I'm trying to give you tips so you can continue on your breastfeeding journey successfully and have even more milk than ever, so that your baby can always be well fed without having to resort to using formula more than breast milk. Because that's one of the mistakes. We freak out, we start giving our baby formula from a bottle, and next thing you know, you have no breast milk. That happened to me with my first child, unfortunately. And once your baby likes formula and likes drinking from a bottle because it's easier than drinking from your breast, your baby might not want to go back. And that's exactly what happened to me. My baby became lazy at the breast, loved the bottle, and therefore I had to feed him with formula because he wouldn't latch anymore. He didn't want to latch anymore. And that can be really hard on your budget. Every little bin of formula is $50. It really adds up, and you can end up spending hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, on formula. If you've got enough resources, well, what do you do? But if you're struggling financially and you'd rather feed your baby breast milk and continue on a successful breastfeeding journey, then keep watching. Now, I'm not saying that feeding your baby formula is a bad thing. A baby that is fed is best. The problem is that many people don't know that there is another option to feed your baby formula or even stored breast milk to continue your breastfeeding journey during these dry spells and stimulating your breast to make breast milk. And that's where the supplemental nursing system comes in. And wait a little bit, I'm going to get to how the supplemental nursing system works in a little bit. What causes problems with your breast milk supply? When you have a premature baby, your baby has trouble latching. It has poor sucking reflexes because it was born too early, and that may cause it to have trouble suctioning milk from your breast. So your baby needs to practice and needs to strengthen the mouth muscles to be able to suction milk. But in the meantime, time goes by, and if your breast doesn't get stimulated, it won't produce milk. The next situation in which you might need a supplemental nursing system, which was my situation when my second child was born, is when your baby is born through a C-section. Somehow, giving birth through a C-section doesn't tell your body that it's time to produce milk. So sometimes the milk takes a little while to come down. And it is very frustrating. And that's when I discovered the SNS, thanks to the nurses that helped me when my baby was born. My baby was born through an emergency C-section, and my body took a while to start producing milk. It took around 3 days before the milk came down. But as you know, the moment your baby is born, it needs to start sucking on your breast. And even though my daughter latched on without issues, no milk was coming, and babies get really fussy and start struggling when the milk is not coming. Also, her blood sugar levels were going down because she wasn't getting any food. So all this was very troublesome and very stressful, which makes matters even worse, because when you are producing breast milk, you need to stay calm. When your body is calm and your mind is calm and your body is comfortable, that is when you produce more milk. So stressing out only made things worse. Luckily, like I said, there were these nurses that instead of putting a formula bottle straight in my kid's mouth, they brought this little wonderful system, which consists of a little container to store the milk from which you will feed your baby, and tubing leads directly to your nipple. Like you tape the tubing to your breast all the way down to your nipple, and there you latch your baby. So while your baby is on your breast suctioning, you put the little tube in your baby's mouth, and they get milk at the same time that they are sucking and stimulating your breast to make breast milk. So this is a system that you only use for a little while until your body catches up and starts producing the necessary amount of breast milk, or even starts producing breast milk, like I said in this case. At first, I was a little doubtful because I'm like, I don't want to give my baby formula. I was afraid that it would ruin my breastfeeding journey. But when they explained that using formula that way to keep your baby fed, to keep her sugar levels up, and to have your baby stimulate your breast so that you start producing breast milk, then I was sold. I'm like, this is amazing. That literally saved my breastfeeding journey, and I breastfed my daughter for 3.5 years. I only used the Supplemental Nursing System while I was in the hospital, by the way. I only used it 3 days until my milk finally came down and started being produced by my breast. And after that, it was all smooth sailing. But you don't only have to use the Supplemental Nursing System when your baby is born. You can use it afterwards. Like you're 6 months into breastfeeding and all of a sudden you go through a dry spell because your baby's demanding more milk and it's not getting it from your body. So your body takes a little while to catch up. That is another excellent moment for using the Supplemental Nursing System, because that way you keep your baby fed while at the same time stimulating your nipple so that your breast starts producing more breast milk. It just maintains your milk supply, because like I said, if you're running low on milk and you just put a bottle of formula, you might not get your baby back on your breast. And since your body is not getting stimulated by the suction because your baby is busy with a bottle, then your body produces even less and less milk. The Supplemental Nursing System is a wonderful option. I just wanted to let you know if you want to try it out. I have mentioned it in other videos, but I hadn't gone into depth about it. The Supplemental Nursing System that I use is by Medela. I am placing the link in the description. You can get it from Amazon. It is hospital grade and excellent and very easy to use. Just remember, you have to wash your hands really well before using it. You have to keep the system cleaned and sterile. So you have to sterilize it with steam or whatever you're using to sterilize your baby's stuff. Because remember, the first year of your baby's life, their immune system is still developing. And the less germs and viruses that your baby's exposed to, the better. After the first year, yes, they can jump in the mud and strengthen their immune system by being exposed. But the first year, it is crucial to keep everything as sterile as possible to avoid any illnesses. Because illnesses in very young babies can be really dangerous. So like I said, if you're going through latching difficulties and your baby's not stimulating your breast or still learning how to latch on, if you have a preemie, if you had a C-section and the milk's not coming down, or if you're going through one of those dry spells, which usually happen every 3 months on the first year. And if you don't go through them, you're super lucky. But most women do have those little moments where your baby gets really fussy because it's not getting enough milk. Continue, mamas. Be strong. Keep latching your baby to your breast. That's the key to it all. Latch your baby and stay calm and stay comfortable. That is the key. It's easier said than done, I know, but that is the key to a successful breastfeeding journey. And if you want to learn more about how to boost your breast milk production, I have videos about using certain foods to stimulate breast milk. I also made another video about how to boost your breast milk. And if your breastfeeding journey has become painful, I also have a video on how to deal with that. And you can download a free PDF that I'm placing in the description with all the links to these videos in the description too, if you want to check them out. This PDF is about how to boost your breast milk production and everything you will need for your breastfeeding journey. If you want to stock up before having your baby, like put it on your registry, or if you need it right now, everything that you will need for a successful breastfeeding journey is in that PDF. And I have created boards on my Amazon influencer shop with everything that you need for a successful breastfeeding journey, and also everything you will need for your registry if you're expecting. If you feel that my video has provided good value to you and help, please like and subscribe so I can reach more mothers like us who are interested in having a blissful motherhood. And remember to check out my next video.